No, will you hush your mouth, all right? Listen, the context behind what he's saying is different. Yes, Perk is correct. Everyone stat pads. I played with Jason Kidd, and he one of those triple doubles.
Flashy dunks, million-dollar contracts, and courtside celebrities. That's the NBA you think you know. But behind the glitz and glamour lies a darker reality that the league doesn't want you to see. What if I told you that your favorite player's impressive stats are nothing but smoke and mirrors? That the league you love is built on a foundation of lies, greed, and hidden agendas? Welcome to the shadowy underbelly of the NBA, where players manipulate stats to pad their wallets, where racial tensions simmer just beneath the surface, and where team owners can be caught on tape spewing vile racism. From stat-padding superstars to hip-hop culture clashes, from dress code controversies to billion-dollar bigotry, we're about to expose the ugly truth that's hiding in plain sight. Buckle up, basketball fans. By the time we're done, you'll never look at the NBA the same way again. Let's start with a practice that's become all too common: the hot potato pass. Picture this: the shot clock's winding down. A player realizes he's in a tough spot, and instead of taking a difficult shot, he quickly passes the ball to a teammate who has no choice but to heave up a prayer. Why would a player do this? Simple. Turnovers are the death knell for a point guard's stat line. By passing the ball, they avoid having that ugly turnover added to their stat sheet. It's a move that protects their numbers, but often leaves their team worse off. Take Chris Paul, for instance. The point guard is known for his incredible assist-to-turnover ratio, but how much of that is due to smart play, and how much is due to clever stat manipulation? Next time you watch him play, keep an eye out for those last-second passes when the shot clock's about to expire. But it's not just about avoiding bad stats. Some players go out of their way to pad their good stats, even when it doesn't help the team. Let's talk rebounds, shall we? You'd think rebounding would be straightforward, right? Ball comes off the rim, and the nearest player grabs it. But oh no, it's so much more complicated than that. Some players have turned rebounding into an art form of selfishness. Andre Drummond, I'm looking at you. This guy's been known to literally push his own teammates out of the way to grab rebounds. And don't even get me started on his habit of missing easy putbacks just so he can pad his offensive rebound stats. But Drummond's not alone. Remember when Dwight Howard was with the Lakers? There were games where he seemed more interested in wrestling his own teammates for rebounds than actually playing defense. It's like watching a kid refuse to share his toys in the sandbox. Now let's talk about the holy grail of stat padding, the triple-double. It's become an obsession for some players, and none more so than Russell Westbrook. Don't get me wrong, Westbrook is an incredible athlete, but his pursuit of triple-doubles has sometimes bordered on the ridiculous. There have been games where Westbrook's teammates have literally stood still, allowing him to grab uncontested rebounds. And don't even get me started on some of the assists he's been credited with. I've seen harder passes at a family picnic. But perhaps the most egregious example of stat padding came from Ricky Davis back in 2003. Picture this. Davis was one rebound shy of a triple-double. So what did he do? He shot at his own basket, missed on purpose, and tried to grab the rebound. That's right, he literally tried to score for the other team just to pad his stats. The referee didn't count it, thankfully, but can you imagine the gall? It's like a soccer player scoring an own goal just so he can pad his scoring stats. It's beyond selfish. It's an insult to the game itself. Now, you might be wondering, why do players care so much about their individual stats? Well, follow the money, folks. In the NBA, stats equal dollars. A player with better numbers can negotiate a bigger contract, land more endorsements, and secure a longer career. Take James Harden, for example. The Beard's offensive stats are out of this world, and he's been handsomely rewarded for it. But watch closely, and you'll see him hunting for fouls, exaggerating contact, and sometimes even hooking defenders' arms to draw cheap free throws. It's effective, sure, but is it really basketball? And it's not just about the money, it's about legacy. Players know that when their careers are over, it's their stats that will be remembered. No one remembers the guy who made the smart play every time. They remember the guy who averaged a triple-double for a season. But here's the thing. While these players are padding their stats, they're often hurting their teams. Basketball is a team sport, but stat padding is inherently selfish. It prioritizes individual achievement over team success. And in the long run, that's a losing strategy. Think about it. When a player is more concerned with getting their 10th assist than making the right play, the team suffers. When a center is more worried about grabbing every rebound than boxing out properly, the team suffers. When a scorer is more focused on drawing fouls than creating good shots, you guessed it, the team suffers. So what can be done about this? Well, for starters, we as fans need to wise up. Don't just look at the box score, watch the games. Pay attention to who's making the right plays, not just who's putting up big numbers. And hey, NBA, maybe it's time to rethink how we track stats. In an era of advanced analytics, surely we can come up with better ways to measure a player's true impact on the game. Let's celebrate the guys who set great screens, who make the hockey assist, who play lockdown defense without racking up steals. But wait, there's more to the NBA's dark side than just stat padding. Let's talk about the league's complicated relationship with race and culture. Since the late 90s, the NBA's been catching heat for embracing hip-hop culture. Some folks argue it's more about race than the music itself, but there's no denying the connection. We've had rappers like Jay-Z owning teams, players dropping mixtapes, and hip-hop blasting in arenas during games. The league even tried to distance itself from hip-hop after that wild Malice at the Palace brawl in 2004. Remember when they had country stars Big and Rich perform at the All-Star Game? Charles Barkley roasted them for that one. And don't even get me started on the dress code drama. Back in 2005, the NBA banned a bunch of clothes linked to hip-hop culture. No more bling, throwback jerseys, or even headphones. They wanted players looking business casual. It was like they were trying to scrub away any trace of street culture. The players weren't having it. This rule sparked heated debates on sports radio for days. Even the baggy shorts got the axe. The league said it was about looking professional, but plenty of people saw it as a direct attack on black culture. But here's where it gets really ugly. Racism in the owner's box. Remember Donald Sterling? The former Clippers owner got caught on tape spouting some seriously messed up stuff. He told his girlfriend not to bring black people to games or post photos with them on Instagram. This is the same guy who got sued for racial discrimination by NBA legend Elgin Baylor. Sterling's racist rant blew up in his face. The NACP canceled his Lifetime Achievement Award. They were going to give him one of those, if you can believe it. Even President Obama weighed in, calling Sterling's comments incredibly offensive. The NBA finally dropped the hammer, banning Sterling for life and slapping him with a $2.5 million fine. Look, at the end of the day, the NBA is still an amazing league filled with incredible athletes. But if we want to keep the game we love on the right track, we've got to call out this shady stuff. So next time you're watching a game, look beyond the highlight reel. Ask yourself, is this player really helping their team, or are they just helping themselves? Because that's what separates the true legends from the stat-padding pretenders. If this video opened your eyes, slam that like button. Share it with your basketball buddies. They need to know this stuff too. Want more hard-hitting NBA insights? Hit subscribe and that notification bell. Remember, in basketball and life, it's not about the numbers, it's about the impact.